Hello everybody, hope you're all doing great. This is Nanda Kumar KV at iLeadTax.com. Yet again, it's such a joy to see you and catch up with you on this live platform. I'm Nanda Kumar KV at iLeadTax.com, and we are streaming live on both Facebook and YouTube. So please like and share the video, because today we are going to talk on something very important and very exciting, and that's all about the economic impact payments, stimulus checks, okay, and also the recovery rebate credit. Okay, so please like and share the video as this information is made available to you. It's all about economic impact payments. Yeah. Okay, it's a very interesting topic. It's all about economic impact payments. We have been getting a lot of queries. Okay, so we'll quickly, walk you through everything, concerning economic impact payments. See, the third economic impact payments or the stimulus checks, it's still a proposal, so it's not yet finalized. Okay, so I will do a separate series on that, when I get a chance. But today, I wanted to talk to you on the information that is so far available with some people, not all, because people who are new to US, people who have not filed their 2018 or 2019 returns, or people who have not gotten their economic impact payments, maybe they missed out on the first check or second check, or whatsoever. Okay, if they have missed out on something, I'm sure that today's live session will be of much use to them, and it will clarify them on any questions or doubts that they may have concerning the economic impact payments. Okay, so with this, let's get started. Fine. So I have titled this presentation as all about economic impact payments and recovery rebate credit. So I have divided it into two parts. So part one, we will be talking about economic impact payments and then stimulus payments. So there are two types of economic impact payments. I'm sure most of you are aware of it. There are two types of economic impact payments. One is they call it as the first economic impact payments, and then the second economic impact payments. Now let's know what is it about the first economic impact payments. Okay, so let's go one by one. Okay, filing tax return. See, filing tax return is mandatory. iLead, is mostly known, for iPlan. I mean, for planning the taxes, because here at iLead we offer the tax filing for free for all the people who focus on planning. For the last 16 years, I have been doing taxes, and I keep telling this to my customers always, because filing is not the most important thing. Filing is part of compliance. It's more of an obedience, but that obedience must have planning. I mean, you come to any tax expert. I mean, iLead is just one of the tax consultants out there, but any tax consultant can plan your taxes better only when you are constantly in interaction with him. So if you are making any important financial decision, it is important that you stay in touch with the customer. So many people they missed out on this stimulus payment and other things also, because they were not aware of it. Of course, whosoever has filed the return, yes, they got it. But in case, they missed out on something, like somebody who had a ITIN, or somebody who had a ITIN and SSN, somebody who missed filing their tax return because they have gone through a medical emergency, or, they had a kid, or somebody, was not well. I mean, different situations. You approaching a tax consultant, after you get your W-2, I mean, that truly doesn't justify, tax planning. And today's show, is primarily intended for individuals, so small business owners and entrepreneurs. This will also be useful for you. But our prime target for today is individuals, especially W2 employees and then 1099 contractors, because today we are going to talk at length, on all these topics, and I'm sure, you will be benefited from it. And if you have any thoughts, questions or comments, please ping in the comment section. I'll be happy to take it up at the end of the session. Okay, fine. So the first point, that it says is, filing, the tax return is mandatory. Filing the tax return. So if you have still not filed your tax return, I encourage you to file your tax return. And in case you need any assistance on filing your tax return, please let us know. So the first thing is, filing the tax return is mandatory to receive the stimulus payments. Next one. What is the amount of the stimulus payments, or EIPs or economic impact payments or EIP cards or whatsoever? What is the amount that is being given? The first economic impact payment I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the second one. Okay. Now here it is $1,200 for individuals. I mean for single filers or MFS, and then for married or widowers, they get $2,400, and for each kid they were given $500, and both taxpayer and spouse must have SSN to qualify for the first stimulus payment. Of course, the child must also have the SSN. I mean, all the three people, must have the SSN. Now, when we say child, who is a child? Of course, by default, it's the biological child. Of course, the adopted child is also considered, is also taken into preparation. I mean, it is also taken into consideration. Now, because, we serve, expatriates, from different countries, India being on the top, we see, a lot of kids or, their family members being on ITIN, which is individual taxpayer identification number. So in those cases, what happens in those cases? Those kids, unfortunately, they do not qualify for this EIP. It is only for those kids who have a valid SSN, okay, and who meet all of these tests. So first one is, they got to satisfy the relationship test. They got to satisfy the relationship test. Okay, so if you look at this, it says, the child is your son, is your daughter, is your stepchild, okay, foster child. So this is the legal language. Okay, I have to tell you about this. So I have put, all these points directly from the IRS website. And then the age of the child. The age of the child, must be under 17 years. Then dependent. The person who is claiming that child, must have claimed that child as the dependent, and then child must be a US citizen or national. Wow, that's important. Okay, US citizen or national or a resident alien. Or the fifth point, you see, child's residency. The child lived with you for more than half of 2020. For those of you, who have already been in US, you will know, there's something called a substantial presence test. So the person has to be in the US, for at least 183 days, for more than half of the year. And then the person, the parent must have provided the support to the child for more than half of the year. I mean, more than 50% of his expenses. And then the child must not be filing a separate tax return. Of course, all these things are known to us, but for those people who are new to US, it is important, that who is a child who qualifies for economic impact payment. Once again, two key points. The child must be below 17 years and the child must have a SSN. Of course, he must be a US citizen or resident too. Next. Fine. Now, three types of economic impact payments here. The first, stimulus payment, okay, for single or married filing separately, it's $1,200. For married couple, it will be $2,400. Of course, widowers also. And then for kids, it will be $500 each. Now, there are certain income limits which is applicable. There are certain income limits, that is applicable. So it's important, that you keep these income limits in mind. So not everyone qualifies for this EIP. the income, of the taxpayer. I mean, you need to categorize yourself, which one you fall into. So if you're somebody who is a single or MFS, your income must be below $75,000 to receive the economic impact payments. Now somewhere, it says, IRS it's written, please do not call IRS. Okay, but you're free to call iLead, at any point in time. In case you have any question, okay, our contact details are right below. So in case you have any questions, please feel free to write to us or call our office or WhatsApp also. Our team will be, more than happy to assist you. Now, you see here, for single or MFS, the income limit, the annual adjusted gross income must be below 75,000. Now, what happens if it is more than 75,000? So for every $100, there will be a $5 reduction. Okay, it will be reduced. That's what it is written. The payment amount is reduced by $5 for every $100 above 75,000. Okay, and in case your AGI is more than 99,000, you don't qualify for the EIP. Okay. And if you are a married or a widower taxpayer, then your income must be below $150,000. And again, here also, if it is more than $150,000, there will be a $5 reduction for every $100. Okay, and then if you are a head of household, the income limit has to be below $112,500, and of course, there will be a $5 reduction. And then if it is more than $136,500, then you do not qualify for this stimulus check. At any point of time, okay, in case you have any questions, concerning the EIP, please ping, my team and I will be more than happy to assist you. Now, let's get into the second stimulus payment. Okay, what is this? This is, under the CARES Act, of 2021, and people, will be receiving a second round of EIP check. Now, the way it is put in is $600. Like earlier, it was $1,200, $2,400, and $500. Okay, now it is going to be $600, $1,200, and then $600. Okay, so that's what it's written. And again, the child, must also be below 17 years. Now, both taxpayer and spouse must have SSN. Okay, now. Even if one spouse has SSN and the other spouse has ITN, the one with SSN still qualifies for the second stimulus payment. So sorry about the ones who do not have an SSN or who have the ITN. However, the child must have SSN or ITN. Of course, proposals are made that at least in the third stimulus, the people with ITN who are non-US citizens must also be paid, but no comments on that. That's the information, or that's the update, that we see on different blogs and posts. But nothing has come so far from the IRS. Now this is the third type of EIP. Okay, I mean 3 types of EIPs, on the second stimulus payment. That's what I've told you. Single, married, and the kids, $600, $1,200, and then $600. Then comes now one of the things, that I get to hear from clients is, Nanda, should I be reporting this as an income? I got a check. Okay, is this income taxable? The good news is it's not taxable. Hey, it's not taxable. Okay. When it is not taxable, it does not increase your tax liability also, nor does it reduce your tax refund. So it is not something, which is out of your tax refund, that is due to you. The government is releasing this amount or something like that. No, it will not reduce the tax refund that you are lawfully, after all the planning, after all, proper record keeping, whatever you are supposed to get, it doesn't deprive you of that. Okay. And then it doesn't increase your tax liability in any way, and it is not taxable too. Okay. Now, how are these EIPs calculated? Now, the way it is calculated is, the last 2 years tax returns are taken into consideration, 2018 and then 2019. So in case you have missed filing those return, or if you have missed claiming, the 2018 or the 2019 economic impact payments, you will qualify for the recovery rebate credit in 2021. Okay, when you file your tax return. I'll take you there in a while, but let's first, completely understand, what is it about the, first EIP, first economic impact payment or stimulus check, and then the second EIP, or the stimulus check. Fine. How will these EIPs be paid? Okay, this is how these EIPs will be paid. Okay, one, direct deposit. Okay, see, majority of the taxpayers, I mean 90%, more than 90%, I would say, I mean at least our clients, okay, they prefer direct deposit unless they are moving to another country for good, or coming back to India or something like that. So majority is direct deposit. So they get into direct deposit. The IRS directly deposits into your bank account that was furnished on the last income tax return filed with the IRS. And then in case you have not opted for a direct deposit, then a check will be issued to the address that is furnished on the tax return. And now the another one, the latest one is EIP card also. Of course it was there earlier, but people the number one preference is always direct deposit. Okay, so EIP card serves more like a prepaid debit card. Now what if you owe no taxes? I mean, in other words, what if you never filed your tax return? I mean, you can say that, hey, Nanda, I'm a low income taxpayer and my taxable income is below, the standard deduction limit. I mean, I am not required to file the tax return. Okay, will I still get an EIP? The answer is yes, only if you file a simple tax return at least. Okay, so what is that? Okay, so this is what it is. Low income taxpayers, senior citizens, social security recipients, veterans, then individuals with disabilities. Okay, so if these people have missed filing their tax return, or they do not qualify to file their tax returns, that's okay, is what the IRS says. But in order to claim the credit, the recovery rebate credit, or the stimulus payment, they have to file a simple tax return. You can call it a nil tax return, okay, in a layman's language. Okay, even if you owe no taxes, still you have to file a tax return to claim the EIP. Next one, students. F1, okay, FM, JQ, and all these, especially the F1 visa community. Okay, do students qualify for EIP? Yes, most of them, if they are on F1, yes, if you are not claimed, only if you are not claimed as a dependent. Because the moment, you say that you are a full-time student, normally, dependent, generally, usually dependent is below, 19 years of age. Of course, for the purpose of EIP, it is 17 years of age. Just like, how a child tax credit, below 17 years of age, the same thing will be considered. However, for a full-time student, below 24 years is considered, is considered as a dependent, I mean, as a qualifying child. So if you are a student below 24 years and you are claimed as a dependent on your parents' tax return, you don't qualify. Okay, fine. So this is something you need to take cognizance of. Next, where to check my stimulus payments? Okay, so here is the link. Okay, irs.gov /coronavirus /economic -impact -payments. Okay, so that's the link. Okay, you can copy paste it and you will get it. And if you want a PDF copy of this presentation, please ping us on WhatsApp and we will have it sent to you. Fine. And for more information on first EIP, I mean, we have tried to cover as much as possible in this little presentation. I will soon be coming up with third economic impact payments, or any further updates on the EIP also. We still have to go. Now in the first EIP, you see this link here, Economic Impact Payment Information Center. This is what you get to see here. You have categories from A to K. What is that? A to K. Okay, so it has questions on EIP eligibility, then requesting my economic impact payment, then calculating my economic impact payment, receiving my payment. Okay, so you have it there. EIP cards, then payment issued but lost, stolen, destroyed, or not received. So IRS has issued it, but maybe because of whatever reason, you moved from one place to another and it got lost, stolen, I mean the check got lost, stolen, destroyed, or you did not receive it. And then non-filer's tool and then social security, railroad retirement. Okay, then returning the economic impact payment, you're returning that, then reconciling on your 2020 tax return, and then topic K is general information. Okay, so all these things. Okay, whatever is your query, you know, it is all categorized into it. So there are two options. If you have any questions on EIP, you know, you have two options. One, go through the link, you know, whatever it's given there, or two, just WhatsApp or call our office. Fine. And more information on second EIP, you get it here. I mean, there are list of FAQs. Okay, here also, just like, you know, how we saw in the first EIP, it is categorized from A to K. Similarly, here also, you know, it is categorized, you know, under these categories like payment issued but lost, stolen, destroyed, or not received. So this is about the second economic impact payment. Okay, EIP cards, and then common questions, general information, eligibility, calculating the payment, requesting my payment, receiving my payment, returning the second economic impact payment. Okay, so whatever is your question, okay, that's how it is. Okay, you have the categories there, so you can just click. I mean, if you are somebody who has a little finance knowledge, you know, or a tax knowledge, or you can get through these tax terms, please go ahead. Or no, please ping us, and we would love to guide you for free. Okay. Fine. It's the tax time, so if you have still not filed your tax return, I encourage you to please contact our office. Okay, you get a $10 cashback on every one referral also, because it's the tax time, and because we have also been recommended by big companies, you know, in most of the Fortune 500 companies. I mean, I've been doing taxes for the last 16 years, so we have a little credibility, so that you can count upon us, and it comes, you know, very economical, and you get a $10 cashback also. And filing tax return is not the only thing, you know, that you must be doing. Please remember that. I tell you again and again. See, there are many portals, even there are free portals also, wherein you can file your taxes, but you need to plan your taxes. Please understand that even if not with iLead, you know, wherever you want to do it, you got to plan your taxes. I mean, you may think that, you know, I don't need a certified financial planner. Maybe true, you know, considering your situation, maybe your wife and you, if you both sit down, you know, probably that's the best financial planning you could ever do. I do the same way. Okay. But still, you know, it's always good, you know, in case you're making any important financial decision, it is always good, you know, that you have an expert opinion. An expert opinion. They say that customer is the king. So if you're the king, you need a minister like us. Okay. So in case you need any assistance on that, you know, please feel free to contact our office, and we promise you nothing but the best. Yeah. Fine. And here are the 7 steps. I mean, in case you want to file the tax return, here are the 7 steps. Just log on to iLeadTax.com. That's our website. Follow the instructions that is there. Click on the client login. If you are a new client, use the sign up here, get started, you know, fill in the details. You get a email to your account to establish the authenticity that's of the account, and then verify that email, create a new ticket. Open the ticket, click on the tax organizer. So tax organizer is an information sheet. That's the place, you know, where we collect your tax return information. So kindly fill that, furnish all the required information. And step 5, click on my documents. I mean, there's a tab. Okay, upload your W2 and any other tax documents that you have received, and use the messages tab in case, you know, you want to communicate anything. But however, you know, our people are in touch with you by email, text, or WhatsApp. And allow us 24 to 48 hours because it's the busy season. Give us 24 to 48 hours. We'll send you your free tax return draft. And in case you are happy with the estimates, or if you have any questions on the tax return draft, schedule a call with our iPlan tax expert. They will clarify you, and then honor the invoice, and then confirm for filing, get a tax return copy, and enjoy early tax refund. And one thing, you know, that's missing here is you get 100% peace of mind guaranteed. Error-free tax representation guarantee. Okay, hold us responsible in case, you know, anything happens on your tax return. Okay. Fine, let's get into part 2, recovery rebate credit. So part 1 was about economic impact payments. Now part 2 is about the recovery rebate credit. Now let's get into it. Now, what is this recovery rebate credit? It is also a credit, you know, by the CARES Act and, you know, other the COVID acts. Now it is ideally the first and second stimulus payment paid in advance. So if you are somebody who has already received, you know, the first and second stimulus payment earlier, you do not qualify, my friend, you know, for the recovery rebate credit. Okay. Of course, if you have received it only in part, you know, partially you received it, yes, the difference can be applied on your 2020 tax return in the form of recovery rebate credit. And what is a credit? Credit is something that reduces your tax liability, because I also teach at iLead Tax Academy. I'm a global tax instructor, teaching students on the enrolled agent license across the planet. We call it something as ABCDE. Okay, adjustments, benefits, credits, deductions, exemptions. So students, if you're there, hi to you. Adjustments, benefits, credits, deductions, and then exemption. Now, recovery rebate credit is a credit. So credit, it means that it reduces your tax liability. It reduces your tax liability. Okay. Now, they reduce your 2020 tax liability and they increase your 2020 tax refund, or they increase your 2020 tax. Of course, they are not taxable. I've told you earlier also, they do not have any impact on your tax economy, okay, on your tax burden. It just increases your refund furthermore. And taxpayers who got both first and second EIPs in full do not qualify for RRC. I mean, that's okay. Then RRC shows up on line 30 of Form 1040 or 1040 SR. Next, now who can claim this RRC? Okay, taxpayers who did not get the full amount, okay, of first and second EIPs, they only qualify, and it is available only to US citizens or residents with SSN. I think I've told you that earlier also. I'm just reiterating these points again and again, because just watching this video for like 20-30 minutes and getting a full download of this information is always good for you. Okay, please share it in your groups, spread it in at your workplace. Let them get to know a little information about EIP and RRC. Please put in it's put in a very simple language. Okay, then applicant must not be a dependent of another person. The person whose server is applying must not be a dependent of another person. Absolutely. Then the taxpayer must file 2020 tax return to claim RRC. Even if you are not required to file, you must still file to claim RRC. And then in other words, it's a refundable. It works like a refundable tax credit. How will I know if I got EIP? Okay, access your online account. That's the online account, irs.gov/payment/view your tax account. Okay, that's the place, just furnish the required information and then you get everything received. And not only that, in case you have received your EIP, you would have also received this IRS notice. Now, notice is not that you're supposed to pay. It's just an information that you have been paid these amounts. Okay, so you get IRS notice 1444 for the first EIP, and then IRS notice 1444B for the second EIP. Now, how will these RRC be paid? Okay, it will be included as part of your 2020 tax refund. It is part of your tax return, and if you file your 2020 tax return, Feb 12th, the e-filing gates have opened for this year. If you have filed it, so you need to allow 3 weeks, for the IRS to come back and then honor you with the tax refund and the RRC, because electronic e-filing returns, the refund processing time is usually 21 days, 7 to 21 days. So max is like 3 weeks. So within 3 weeks, you must be able to get this information. And if you're filing it manually, then you need to allow, 2 months. It's almost like 8 weeks. Now, what if I did not file my 2020 tax return by due date? Okay, April 15, 2021. Okay, so we have less than 2 months left, okay, for us to file the 2020 tax return. So if you have still not filed your 2020 tax return, contact iLead. Okay, and you can also refer, iLead to your company employees also as part of the employee benefits program and enjoy some discounted tax service offerings too. Now here, if somebody is not able to file his taxes by April 15th, the law allows you to take a 6 months extension to file your taxes. The extension is only to file your taxes but not to pay your taxes. Please remember that 6 months additional time is only to file your taxes. Any taxes that is due must be paid on or before April 15th. Okay, so in case you have applied for an extension and you have still not filed your tax return, still you will qualify for RRC when you file the extended tax return within the extended due date. So if April 15th is the original due date, which is the actual due date, so 6 months from then, so April plus 6 months, so it will be October 15th, 2021 when you will be getting the refund and the tax credit. Now here also, there are certain income limits that is applicable. So for single or MFS, it will be, same, whatever income limits, that we have discussed earlier, the same income limits apply here also. Single or MFS, you must have, your income must be less than 75,000. So married or widowers must have less than 150,000, and head of household must be less than 112,500. So if you are a director or a CXO or a VP level, or a head in a company, please know that you do not qualify for this. I'm sure most of you are aware of it, but just in case, please know that you do not qualify for it. Okay. And also, people who are working in the US tax industry, I'm sure this is going to help you. Please watch this again. Next, how about the deceased individuals? Okay, what happens to the people who are not with us anymore? Okay, so this is what the law says. Any individual who died in 2020 or in 2021 and did not receive the full amount of economic impact payment will be eligible for RRC if the other conditions are met. If they have not received in full, then they qualify for it. However, caution, or important note, an individual who died prior to Jan 1st, 2020 does not qualify for the recovery rebate credit. An individual who died prior to Jan 1st, 2020 does not qualify for the recovery rebate credit. So check the dates. Okay, and here is a good news for the senior citizens. So senior citizens and retired employees, we love to offer tax filing services for free to you. Even the tax planning or the social security benefits planning, we would love to give that service for free to you. So if there is any senior citizen that who is looking for tax filing services, they can count on us, and this comes again with 100% peace of mind guaranteed and error-free tax representation guarantee. Okay, so please spread the word about that. And if you have more questions, on this recovery rebate credit, again, you have irs.gov. See, more than Google, trust Google, trust us also, but please make sure, that you get the full information only from irs.gov. So though you see any famous accountant or anybody writing blogs or these news channels putting in, please do not believe unless it comes on the irs.gov. I mean, through a news wire, through a bulletin, or a tax tip or something like that. Please depend on irs.gov. So unless you see something on irs.gov, do not believe it. Okay. So that's the link, wherein you can get, all your questions on RRC. And here also, again, there are categories here. Topic A, claiming the RRC. If you aren't required to file a tax return, then eligibility, claiming the credit, calculating the credit, receiving the credit, and then finding the EIP amount to calculate the RRC. Okay, I mean, in case you have not received in full and all. Now, this is what I see, please do not call. Please do not call the IRS. So that's absolutely fine, but you can always call us, because they have made so much information available on the website. But of course, not everything is important for every taxpayer, but every client is important to every tax expert at iLead. So you are free to ping us. Just a simple WhatsApp will do, and we will be happy to guide you on that. And then I keep coming live whenever possible, because it is tax season now. The schedule is a little busy, and I also keep training people on US taxation, that is enrolled agent license training. So I have a separate business for that, a page for that, business page for that, and a YouTube channel for that, iLead Tax Academy. So if you are looking to be a tax expert, a licensed enrolled agent who wants to get into employment or set up his or her own tax practice, or you want to recommend this to your loved ones, could be your wife or anybody, please feel free to contact us. And if you want me to make any tax videos on personal taxes, business taxes, payroll, QuickBooks accounting, or you want to start your own business, in the pandemic, a lot of people lost jobs, but we have our clients, most of our clients, they started something new. They started something new. So if you are one of those people who wants to explore new business ideas, please get in touch with us. We can discuss and see, and we can also advise you on the best entity that you need to form, whether you need to form an LLC or a S corp or a C corp. I mean, should you get into a partnership, what are the certain compliance aspects that you need to look into, and what's the best state to incorporate. Okay, you can get all this consultation for free. And then please do like this video, and please like our Facebook page and YouTube channel, so that whenever I come live or we come live with some updates, you will get to see us. And if you need more information on any of these topics, please email me or WhatsApp me, and I'll be happy to take it up for you. And also, if we are still not connected on LinkedIn, I encourage you to please be connected to my LinkedIn also, and please share this video, because it's been very informational is what we feel. And that's what hi to all our clients who are paying, and also our students. Please share this. Okay, these are the things that I want you to please share it. And one of the things I also wanted to tell you is, if you recommend iLead Tax LLC on a social media, I mean, could be Facebook, LinkedIn, or any other social media, just tag iLead Tax LLC and get any one of our other services for free, like ITIN, FBAR, FATCA, I mean the Indian tax filing, or any of the scheduled services, you get that for free. Okay. And please comment in this video for better reach, and please let us know what you think about this, so that we can come up with more informational videos like this. And we very strongly encourage that you use your own discretion, okay, in making the right decision. Okay. And this iPlan tax program is very revolutionary. So if you have still not filed your taxes, I think I have told you the tax filing services that we offer. And the iPlan tax program is widely recommended as an employee benefit program by most of the leaders to their team members, and also the HRs to their team members. So here the focus is on planning, and the filing comes for free. So whether it's federal or state, the filing comes for free. And if you are referring a friend or somebody, you get all these other services, at least one of these services for free, the FBAR, FATCA, local taxes, and any other schedules, ITN, or other county, other country taxes, especially Indian tax filing. So if you still have any questions, please feel free to contact our office. Okay, so this is Nanda Kumar KV at iLeadTax.com, and it's such a joy to see you all today. And I request you to please like and subscribe to our channel until we catch up again. Okay, so take care. It was nice talking to you, and if you have any questions, please WhatsApp us. And hi to all the people who have pinged on WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. I will reply to you. Okay, take care. Bye bye until we catch up again. Bye bye.